They broke it. You son of a... The old syrup is pumping pretty hard this morning. Mark made a mess at home. Being he's got that big track, he figured he'd knock a bunch of stuff down other than the house. Like, what are you doing cutting all them poor pine trees? We just put this up like a couple years ago, and now we're cutting the wires and switching stuff around. We were working on this planter setup yesterday, and we had a heck of a time trying to get the vac pressure set correctly. Austin was able to put it in vac automation, but this bank right here, this first 12, the vac pressure was just all over the place. We couldn't get it to line up, and but anyway, we had a meeting this morning with Misselhorn. Chris was over, and we were going over some plans on some tiling projects. And anyway, I told him my problem, and he used to work for John Deere, so he was able to stick around and help get it figured out a little bit. Believe it or not, what it was is, this here is your vac pressure sensor line. So it goes into this little, there's a little dooflicky down in here. It's a little square deal, and that's your pressure sensor to tell how much vac you have. Well, anyway, we started taking it apart, and there's a little clear line in there that's kind of for your, how do you say that? Ambient pressure, so it can base it off of that. And that has to do with sea level, obviously, so how high or low you are above sea level. So this is our ambient pressure. And long story short, this line had dirt in it. So I unhooked it and went over and blew it out, and a bunch of dirt come out of it, and cleaned everything up, and then did the other ones, and they were all good. So there's 3. The ones with these little lines are your sensors that read it back to the cab. So once we did that, then everything works perfect. So now Austin's going to come back out, and we're going to do a runoff on everything, kind of get everything calibrated up. And another little trick that Chris told me is when you're doing your runoffs, you can see how much voltage each unit is taking. It'll be a bar graph there. So like this number 1 here was really low on voltage. So what that means is it didn't take a lot of power to turn this. So this bowl wasn't set quite tight enough. So you take the bowl off, there's a little pin in here, and you got to unhook the whole unit, and you hold the shaft on the back side, pull this out, and then you can give it a little more or a little less, whatever you need, to get that bowl pressed up against it. With it off, then you kind of give it a spin, and you can feel how much pressure is there. So they say if your bowls are too light on these things, they'll actually, that could also be a problem with your seed drop or your calibrations. Anyway, that's enough of this for now. Dane is working on the service truck. He's getting the oil changed on that. But anyway, yeah, thanks to Chris for stopping out and helping me with that a little bit. That was very much appreciated. Oh, there he is. What are you doing? You're coloring in the lines? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're making a manifold. That's a better idea. With one hookup. It's a good idea.
Because we're coupling it on a coupling.
Yep.
And then you gotta bleed it off so you can get this undid and get it over here without getting soaking wet.
Well, mainly for air leaks is what we're trying to get rid of air leaks at the moment. Because I think we got a few, because our pump isn't running at full capacity. And then we had one valve there that was leaking a little bit, putting a new one on there so it doesn't drip water all summer and make a mess. And we're gonna redo this here. We had a lot of connectors and stuff here, and we're gonna streamline this so that way it's more of a solid connection. So that way we can keep it from leaking air. The more connections you have, the more chances of air leaks. But I think the deal is we were using threaded ends, and we had quick couplers, and because I wanted it in case I needed to take the pump off. So with this flange one here, using this style, all I got to do is take the flange off, and the pump can come right off. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go with this and do that. We need a handle for here too. A couple little things. Getting her dialed in.
Good morning, good morning. Still can't do any hauling. They're still full of corn. Waiting on a train, of course. Been working in the shop all week. We got a bunch of things buttoned up. Planter is ready to go, other than it needs to be calibrated. Each row unit needs to be calibrated. We were working on a spray trailer yesterday. Ivan and I, had to replace one of these pumps. So we got that ready. We got some plumbing we're gonna redo here. We had a problem with it sucking air last year, so it was slow to pump, and we can't figure it out. So we're stripping it down and starting over, see if we can't figure it out. So other than that, we're gonna go. Mark made a mess at home. Being he's got that big track, we figured he'd knock a bunch of stuff down other than the house. So I'm grabbing the loader tractor and going that way. Gonna go clean up some brush and whatnot. He's horsing around with Charlie's grinder. He's got a big grinder on the skid steer that mulches everything up. It's a little chilly this morning. I'm gonna grab me my stocking cap. Maybe we'll build a fire today in the woods when we're not supposed to have a fire.
Getting cleaned up here. Just like that. Kind of opening up the yard here a little more. Probably like, what are you doing cutting all them poor pine trees? There was a row of pine trees here, which I like pine trees, but then I don't like pine trees. They box me in so bad, or box you in so bad, they make you feel like you're living in a little hole. But this direction's west. That's only a half mile. We're protected from the northwest still, but there's some nice oaks in here and stuff, so we're gonna clean her out. The plan is it'll kind of grow up in the grass again, or we'll have to take all the mulch out of here. And the ground's froze, so I'll probably come in with like a box blade and blade all the mulch off, and then it'll be pretty much black dirt, and then maybe a little tiller or something and tilled up for this summer and put some grass in here. It doesn't look like much now, but well, it'll look like that. Now it looks like this, but this is what I'm using. I'm using a T86 Bobcat. This is a friend of mine. He's let me rent it. So it's got an FAE mulcher head on it. It's not super fast, but it definitely gets the job done. So we'll see if I can show you how it works. Good morning. Chilly this morning, froze too. I got down in like the single digits last night, or in the about 11 degrees or something like that. One good thing about it freezing at night is the yard dries up faster. So actually freeze dry, the yard dries up really nice. If you don't get the road leveled off at night before it freezes, the truck's got to bounce over all the ruts they put in the day before, so that gets to be kind of a bugger. But oh yeah, that was slippery. Went from snow to ice on my boots and just about went down. If I'd have been 70, 80 years old, I'd have been broken hip. So the wind is out of the west and it's cold. So I thought it'd be a good day to go up on the bins and unhook the electrical off the grain pump, because Superior is going to be here today or tomorrow with the crane and lift this grain pump off and spin it around. I got to get the electrical unhooked because them guys don't deal with electrical. Whew. Hadn't made that since last fall. The old syrup is pumping pretty hard this morning. I guess talking and walking up the stairs. Probably not catching my breath. We'll just go with that. Don't judge me too much here now. I'm sure you guys are on the treadmill this morning or this evening. I'm sure you just got done working out. So you guys are in probably better shape than me. So nice and breezy up here. Well, we unhooked the power here from this box. This can just stay together because they'll be pulling that down and putting it on the ground. The plan is to take this and move it to that bin, because none of these bins are going to be hooked into the new system. Jesus, that's borderline embarrassing. I got to catch my breath. All right, these bins, that one, that's the dryer bin, obviously. That one and that one are not going to be hooked into the new system. Originally, I was trying to figure out how to incorporate these bins into the system. It just got super expensive. So I came up with the idea, or we did, that they're just going to get used for soybeans. So we'll still fill them with an auger, but that ain't such a big deal. With the 4690 now, where we have the controls and how we do it, soybeans aren't a mad dash to the farm and back like corn is. So we'll already spent the money on setting that dryer up and the leg and everything there, so why tear it all down? We're just gonna leave it, and we'll use it for drying soybeans if we need, which that little shivers bin works really good for drying soybeans. So technically this is gonna be our bean setup right here. So it's a 20,000 bushel wet bin, 35, 35, 35, and then a 10,000 bushel dryer bin, which, since we're not going to be drying corn with it, we can fill it and use it for soybean storage also. So it'll work out nice. So it'll gain us an extra 10,000 bushels worth of storage, where if that was just a dryer, I guess we wouldn't get nothing out of it. So in a way, it's all working out pretty nice. Down the road, many years from now, add another bin over here, another side of this one for soybeans or whatever. Eventually what we could do is we could put a grain pump across the top, a receiving leg with just a drive over conveyor, because you don't need capacity with soybeans, receiving leg, and then I could spout down to the wet bin, that bin, and then maybe even the dryer to utilize that for dry grain, and then spout down to this one, and then it would just have a grain pump going that direction. But that would be in the future if we ever wanted to get away from the auger. So anyways, we just put this up like a couple years ago, and now we're cutting the wires and switching stuff around, but this was the only way it made sense to put the new system on that end instead of on this end. Not enough room over here, more room for expansion that way, so that would be considered the middle of the site then, basically. So that'll work out good. The only thing is we gotta lift these up and spin them around so they drag them the other direction. Okay, so you guys can watch me get electrocuted here. It's so cold I can't get the tape off, and I'm not gonna try. So we're just gonna cut wires. That'll be a lot easier. I don't have to worry about taking pictures because I'm not wiring it back in. The electrician will take care of that. There. And we gotta take the, oh, they broke it. You son of a bitch. They're broken. Okay. Bugger, she's cold out here. Well, off to the next one. It's easier going down than going up anyway. We made it. Oh, I just about went down again. Oh, let's see. I think it's on. Yeah, it's on this one. That'd be terrible going up the wrong ladder and then just to have to come back down again. Okay, the last time was kind of embarrassing, so I'm shutting you off for this one. We made it. Shut the power off. All right, same deal. Just gonna pull the power from this motor so that way they can take her down. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do. I'll turn you on when I go down. Well, we're back on the ground. I honestly cannot feel my thighs. My legs are about numb. That wind is just horrid. Probably got snot sickles. Well, now that we're done with that, let's go into the shop. And you seen I was using my buddy's grinder, or that skid steer and grinder. Well, I don't like ever giving anything back, especially after using it. Don't borrow stuff from people very often, but I got a good friend that we we share stuff once in a while. But anyway, I bring it back to him cleaner than when I got it. So that's just how we do it. Whether it came dirty or not, it don't matter. Oh, I see I even took the batteries out of the service truck. They're already shot. Can't believe it. They're only 3 years old and they're already junk. I don't know if there was a draw on them and they got cold one time and then that's what happened to them, but well, take the jacket off and stay a while. Okay. Well, see what corn's doing this morning. Down one. It was up there for a little ways and then she kind of drifted off again. So. Oh yeah, we got some goodies we got to go look at. Oh yeah, we got some fittings. Well, it looks like Dane's got a, I don't know, oh my God, that's heavy. What did he get? So, probably wondering what the hell is all that? These Pete's that we got, their headlights suck. The 579's horrible low beams. We got the black ones. I did a lot of reading online and guys that have tried changing the bulbs or going to LEDs and stuff like that, it still wasn't very good. So basically the whole assembly needed to be replaced. So there's our instructions. It's basically a plug and play. So yeah, new headlights with plug and play hookups. So should be good. I hope they're as good as they say they are. Put them on when the trucks are back in the yard. All three on the road right now. Well, we got her cleaned up pretty good anyway. Got the stuff out of the tracks and then looks like new again. Not quite new, but pretty good anyway, a lot better than it did. She's pretty nasty. They've been grinding with it all winter, so had a lot of stuff stuck in it all over the place, but it's better now. Well, I'll get the gooseneck hooked up here. I do like they finally put a plug-in in these things. Better make sure that she's full of fuel and DEF when I bring her back. Well, not full of DEF, so we'll go do that. Oh, I'm gonna flip the ramps and drive this little girl on there. Get out of here, you damn birds. Frickin' pigeons. Ah! Spilt enough corn, now they're hanging out. Oh man, look at my